Good afternoon, Greg. What's up?
Going on? Wild weekend. The
Wow,
NBA playoffs.
I know
Wild weekend.
it has been. I got to watch. I was fishing this weekend, but I got to watch a good bit. When we got back to the hotel, my dad and I watched the Heat Hawks. We
Mm.
definitely got watched the end of that, and then I watched. I tried to stay up for the Phoenix game. I ended up falling asleep, and
Well, I think we got a series now. I
because
think there's a series brewing like,
I think
with
so
the
too.
with the Devin Booker injury. I think it's wide open now. Like
How about the support that Jose Alvarado has got? Oh
that
my,
guy is a pest. That guy's a pest, man. Him and Herb Jones. Herb Jones can. Did you see that play with Chris Paul? Chris Paul trying to help him. He said, "Man, no, like move." Like, I like that's old school NBA. I like that. That is old school NBA. Like
yeah.
they're Feister and CP3. I think his demons are coming back out. He's
Well, I mean, he's not good in the playoffs overall in his career. So, uh,
but his anger demons. It's like him, LeBron, and Draymond. You get them fired up and festered up. Like shoot, it's a different animal. Like those three, you entertain those three, you get them fired up. Those three, those are like, especially Draymond. Like you get him fired up, like
oh yeah, he starts jumping up and down. That's when you
yeah,
know.
he gets animated. He gets the tech start coming in smoother with Draymond. That Gold State game was very good. Like
Are you talking about the most recent?
game four yesterday. That was
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah,
Like
33 for Steph and 37 for Jokic.
they and then Jokic knew the last play was coming. Like Andrew Wiggins, he dunks that ball is serious. You probably sweet, like
Yeah, but I mean, he was absolutely garbage in the final 5 minutes of the game before that. Uh, I texted y'all. I was saying it was something like a foul and two turnovers on the last three
mm-hmm.
possessions when there was
missed
2
the
minutes left.
putback dunk, like right there, like dude, like
Yeah, and Steph has been playing well, and then last night I'm pretty sure he played the most minutes
mm.
last night.
Oh yeah, that 4 point play, silly, like just like no, he's back. He's back in form. Klay Thompson's defense, like something happened with his defense. Like people are just going by him, like Monte Morris and Will Barton just going with him at ease. Like his jump shot is still there. It's just the defense is not what it used to
Uh,
be. I
I
mean,
see that. I can see that for sure.
I just Memphis versus the refs.
That's so dumb that they've made that completely about the refs.
It's not all about the refs. I don't want to just
They're way
have this
more worried
lazy
about
take,
about.
but
I mean, John Morant did score 11 points.
he
That's
did, but man.
ridiculous. And
But
Greg,
but
I'm gonna go
everybody
ahead.
got 5 fouls.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Everybody.
I'm
Like,
gonna go ahead and say it. I was right. I was right. This whole city was against me, and I'm sitting here and I'm talking about how good the Timberwolves are, how the Grizzlies are, underestimating them. Talking about all the key things that need to go right for the Timberwolves. Listen, Greg, I don't do this often. But I was right about this series,
you
and
think Minnesota can
you
win
want
this
me to be
series?
right. You
You
didn't want.
think Minnesota can win this series? No,
I
they
think
can't win.
100% they could win this series.
No,
It's 2-2 right now, Greg. You're telling me they can't win two more games.
they could. They should have won Saturday night, but they did.
They
So
didn't. They
they
didn't
shouldn't have.
because
They
this
shouldn't have won.
Grizzlies team is easily angered. You can easily get them in foul trouble. Their whole plan in this game was to get Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble. That was their game plan.
But that's the thing. Karl-Anthony Towns is the X factor. If it comes out to a game 7, I
That's
don't trust Karl-Anthony Towns as far as I can go. As far
It's
as I
so
can stick.
narrow-minded to say, okay, Karl Anthony Towns has the potential to score the most points. We should revolve our game plan around getting him in foul trouble. That does not win. That does not help in the playoffs.
It
You
does.
win a regular season game like that, but you can't win a 7-game series by that being your like plan A.
But I understand that. But like he had a good game. I'm just saying. But referee John Morant had 4 fouls. Bain had 5. Jared Jackson had 5. I mean, Tillman had 5. Like no, Jared fouled out. it was too many fouls. Like it slowed the game down. It momentum wise, and Ja just didn't have it. Like he did not have it Saturday night, but there was just too many fouls. The refereeing was horrible. Like they had to reverse a call that was offensive foul, Desmond,
Okay.
reverse that. Then the following play it was another like what? Like what are
I
they
don't.
doing?
In game 3 of Warriors Nuggets, the fourth quarter and into the third and fourth quarter, there were more fouls than at the end of the Minnesota.
Memphis game.
Exactly. And
But it was more fouls in the
anyone
first
talking
quarter.
about
Though.
that. You don't hear
But it was
anybody
more fouls in the first quarter. 20 fouls combined. That's a record. Like
Okay,
that's
but
a
I'm
lot
talking
of
about
fouls.
I'm talking about at the end of the game when it matters. There were more fouls. Someone tweeted that out.
Morant doesn't even foul like that.
See,
He
that's the
doesn't even
thing. Is
foul like that.
if people in Chicago, they watch that game, they're not going to say that. They're going to be like, wow, that's a lot of fouls, but that's not the reason why they lost. You know, it's because you're looking at Memphis Grizzly Twitter, which is ridiculous. It's like a bunch of, like I've always said, Grizzly fans, the hardcore ones are soccer mom fans. They've done this for years with the referees. The referees are always against Memphis. The referees don't care about Minnesota. They don't care about Memphis. There's not an agenda to get Minnesota to the next round.
There's not
There is
because
an
nobody
agenda
wants to
to
see
get the
that.
Grizzlies to the next round.
But nobody wants to see Minnesota Golden State. No offense, kid. That's a borderline sweep.
I would love to see Minnesota Golden State.
I don't want to see
I would love to see that.
That's
We'll show you how a legit team handles Minnesota.
We
Not
want to
this
see
11 points. Not this 11 points from John Morant. Greg, you knew it was coming when we did the podcast today. You knew
I don't want to see that. Why would you want to see Minnesota? That's a borderline sweep for y'all. That's not competitive. Like
I'm fine with that. Give us to the next round.
Yeah, whatever. See, I knew that was your take on that. Whatever. I knew that. Like,
no,
yeah, I want a good matchup. I want a good second round matchup.
No,
and it would be a good matchup. Is Desmond Bane the second? Is Desmond Bane the second best player on the Grizzlies right now? He's gotta be.
I think he has been for the season. Yeah, I think since.
Why is it not Triple J? Triple J, the playoffs started. Triple J, like, can you stay on the court? Like, please, like, you're the second best player. We're paying you $100-something million. Can you stay on the court?
Well,
that's
like, let's say they get to the next round. Jaren Jackson will have a much better series versus the Warriors. They're going to have to rely on him a lot more because his matchup is tough this series. It's not going to be as difficult next series.
Well, I would say the same about Ja too. Like he's not finishing up inside. Patrick Beverley cannot guard you. He just can't. Like this should be a cakewalk. Like it should be. And he said, "I'm not Ja being Ja." I'm just saying. Like what? What was that?
2+1 is 11.
Whatever. I'm fully shocked at the Minnesota. I thought they gave up after Thursday night's meltdown. That was you want to talk about meltdown after
they can't win the series and they were up by 20 points. This should be 3-1 right now. It should be, but they crumbled. It was ridiculous.
How'd they crumble? Because Karl-Anthony Towns only had 4 shots.
I was so mad, man. That was one of the worst fourth quarters in NBA.
Ridiculous. Like they live and die by the three. They lead the NBA in 3-point attempts and 3-point makes percentage wise, and it showed in Game 3. They shot too many threes, like way too many threes.
That type of offensive style, I mean, unless you're, I mean, you see what happened with Houston 2 years in a row where they were that team, and it got them to the Western Conference Finals, but you can't get that far. But it'll help you in the early rounds if you're hitting those shots. It really will. No, I think this series goes to 7. I do think it goes to 7.
I don't want it to.
I think
you might be right. I don't want it to.
I think they both have another win in them. Either team does. I think it's really the Minnesota fans are gonna have to show out because the Grizzlies fans are in the next game
tomorrow. Tomorrow night. And NBA, do me a favor. Don't put Memphis on at 9:00. Why are they playing so late Saturday night? Like that was ridiculous. I mean, I'll stay up, but like, they should have put that Utah Dallas game on the 9:00 game and have us be at 3:30. Like that, I don't know if that was a late game. That was a late tip. Like, I mean, I don't think And East Coast people, I feel sorry for them having to stay up and having to write this, like, and having to cover it. Like, it's just late. Like,
They got a pretty good gig, Greg.
they got a good gig, but
They
it's
get
a
to
lesser
sleep in
late
the next
tip.
day. They get to sleep in the next day and start working at about 4 o'clock. So,
And people gotta go to church the next day, Caleb. I ain't, like
well,
we ain't gonna.
what about the Dallas Utah series? You're just talking about that being a 9 o'clock game. That's a good series as well. It's been a good first round so far.
I'm trying to figure out what's worse. Is it Rudy Gobert's offense or Donovan Mitchell's defense? Which one is worse? Because neither one of them ain't spectacular. Like Donovan Mitchell, can we stop this whole Kobe mentality? Like, well, I gotta have the Kobe mentality, and it's bored and breeding me. Kobe's defense was good. Donovan Mitchell's defense is trash. Like it's trash. Every time there's an offensive set, either Spencer Dinwiddie, Jalen Brunson, or Luka is looking for Donovan. Like, where's Donovan? Here he is. Like, and they spot him out. No,
He's doing his hands, that type
what
of
kind
thing.
of like you can't be? You have to be a good, somewhat good defender, decent at least. I know, like Steph is okay. He's not great. Ja is okay, but Donovan is just horrible, horrible. Like he's
I
Rudy
mean,
Gobert's offense is even worse. Like it's like either we're gonna lob it up to Rudy or he'll just put back. Like, does he have any offense like at all?
nothing
Too
outside the paint.
tall. Like
Nothing outside the paint, and
nothing. Like
he just gets away with his height pretty much.
7'1". Wingspan of what 7'3", 7'1". That's it. Man, I hope Dallas wins this series. I don't think they are. I think Utah will probably. Well, Luka's back now, so it'll be interesting to see. That's going 7 games too. It's got 7 written all over it.
I,
Um,
I think they could pull ahead. I think
I
Dallas
think
could pull ahead now that Luca's back.
now Luka's back.
I mean,
All I'm waiting for is to blow up. Because when Dallas beats Utah, blow up cities coming to Utah. So you need to get all Utah fans, get your explosive gear, get your tactic bomb gear ready to go. Because the whole team's about to blow up. Like there it will be rebuild city come this off season for Utah. Like Rudy Gobert might be gone, Donovan Mitchell might be gone, the head coach might be gone. It complete destruction. Like if they lose to Dallas, it's just no. It was no reason at all. This should probably be Utah 4-1 without Luka, and
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I agree. It doesn't seem like they really wanted to.
Oh, it's about to be a blow up. And Quinn Snyder, we'll be waiting for you at the airport. Lakers, we'll be waiting for you to come pick you up and come because they're gonna fire you. Like, oh, they're firing Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, I don't. So you're saying that's the future for the Lakers? Is Quinn Snyder?
Quinn Snyder, yeah, him or Nick Nurse. You know what? Mine would be Nick Nurse first.
Oh, Nick. Oh, down 3-1, Nick Nurse.
Oh, Nick Nurse. A clutch client, Nick Nurse. Like
Nick Nurse is overrated.
no, he's not.
He 100% is.
Okay, here's a hot take. Hot take time. They say about the nerdy NBA guys, the people that know the smart guys in the NBA. Did we overrate them a little bit? Like Nick Nurse and I think Quinn
I'm not
Snyder.
saying because of that. I'm just saying like I think he's considered to be like a top 3 coach in the NBA. I don't think he's that caliber yet. I mean, yeah, he's an analytics guy. You're talking about the analytics guys.
Yeah, the analytics people, the too smart for NBA folks. Like
no, because I think you have people like in the media, like Bill Simmons, a couple people at ESPN as well.
Ryan Russillo.
Yeah, wow.
Your favorite guy.
Why do you mention him? Like, why do you mention Russillo?
I like Ryan Russillo.
Like he's.
I like Ryan Russillo. He keeps it real. He does keep it real though. Like
he keeps it real. Greg, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Russillo Kool-Aid like he's not going back to his penthouse.
He lives in Sandy. He lives in like a beach house, whatever. He does not really a penthouse. It's like a beach house. But
dropping some money on what. Having some midnight comfort coming over with a shirt off.
That's my guy, man. I listened to him this morning. Shout out to Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo. They got me going this morning with the NBA talk. So I'll
No, I understand why people like him. I just don't.
yeah.
I just
Their takes are interesting. They don't drink LeBron. I give him respect. He talks about LeBron, but he doesn't drink the Kool-Aid like I do. So I give him credit for that. He gives an honest evaluation of LeBron. Like he does. I mean, it's kind of hard, but it's his job. I mean, he has a vote. He has a vote in all the NBA stuff, the MVP, most improved player. He has a vote. He
listen.
called out Triple J. Same thing I did.
This is already the Lakers aren't even in the playoffs, and it's already two back-to-back pretty much Lakers references by Greg.
No, we need a coach. I'm just saying. I'm looking at our future coach, either Quinn Snyder or Nick Nurse. Like maybe Mark Jackson be throwing it. They talking about him getting the Sacramento job.
Well, let's talk about Nick Nurse in this Philadelphia series. Because Greg, you were high on the Raptors, and so was I.
I failed on that. Joel Embiid is hurt though, which could possibly affect the next round against Miami. Miami's gonna beat Atlanta next game, so that'd be a good series.
I cannot believe Miami lost. I cannot believe by 15. I changed the channel, and then I looked at my phone. And my dad and I were watching something else. And I looked at my phone. I was like, "Oh, Miami's only up by 4." And then that whole stretch where Bogdanovich hit a 3, then Miami came in back and hit a 3, and then Trae Young hit a deep 3, and then Miami came back and hit a 3, and then Bogdanovich hit a 3. And these aren't sequences; these are literally pass and shoot, pass and shoot. It was like a total of 40 seconds of the game. It was crazy. Bogdanovich, man, that's somebody. I've always loved Bogdanovich. I thought that the Lakers, that he would be good for a team like the Lakers.
He would. Sacramento was stupid. Sacramento just being stupid as usual, let him go. Like,
well, yeah, they always do that because they like to cash out. But yeah, I don't think that they're coming back from this. I think 76ers, even though
Joel is hurt.
Joel Embiid's not out for the next game.
He's not out, but he's hurting, and he's gonna hold off surgery until the off season. So I mean, you're already limping. Miami with Bam and PJ Tucker. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, Bam was bad in the last game or the game before that. Sorry, but yeah, I wish that they had kept Precious Achiuwa as well. I feel like he still could play a role.
Yeah,
because he's with the Raptors now, correct?
Yeah, he is. And Thaddeus Young, Memphis native, he's in Toronto. Say the best for last. The fire sale. They are coming at the Brooklyn Nets. They're coming at Kevin Durant.
Hey, what did Kyrie? I meant to. This is bad on my part because I didn't research this. I was like, I'll just ask Greg. What did he say after Game 3? What did Kyrie Irving say after Game 3 that got Charles Barkley all pissed off?
His body language, the way he didn't communicate, kind of like Karl-Anthony Towns after Game 3. How he was, next question, I'm gonna drink some wine. Like he was passive about every question, and it's like Charles, like you're the superstar. Like stop. Like act like show up. Like KD and Kyrie, their turnovers are horrible. Like it's not even just the fact Celtics have good defense. They have a good defense. Celtics have a really good defense. It's just the turnovers are killing me, and the passiveness of both of them. Like you got to get active. You can't have Bruce Brown shoot more shots than y'all. You and Kyrie. Like you got to show some fight. And I think for legacy's sake tonight. I think KD shows up. They don't get swept, but they're gonna lose in Boston. But I think for legacy's sake, they can't get swept. Like
I think they win tonight. I think they do win tonight. But
I do think Brooklyn wins. I mean, I think Ben Simmons thing just that's a problem. Like the fact that he was supposed to play tonight, and then all of a sudden, quote, my back getting sore again. Like, dude, like.
I mean, I'd like to think that if I was Ben Simmons, I'd be rearing to play tonight, but also, do you really want to come back for a potential sweep? And then you've got to gel with the players and stuff. I mean, it's going to be hard for him to gel with that team because he really doesn't fit in there.
He does defensively. They need somebody
Defensively,
defensively.
but
Like
Kyrie's gonna. I mean, I don't know. I guess
they got some work to do, but defensively, like there's no stoppers on the team but Durant. Like a little bit. Like there is no. They have no big man. They don't play LaMarcus and Blake anymore. There's a lot of problems with that team, and I'm for Steve Nash getting fired. I think that would be like
Ben
maybe.
Simmons is best as a point guard, in my opinion. And so
Yeah.
he's not gonna.
Well,
Kyrie
well,
Irving is gonna concede to him and play shooting guard. I don't know about
yeah.
that.
When Gordon Grogic is in the game, Gordon I think runs it as one and Kyrie is two.
Yeah,
I
I mean, he pretty much has to. Gordon Dragic played 8 minutes in this game, in this last game. So,
but the game two game, he actually had like 15 game two. The
okay.
game that Durant just disappeared. Like,
yeah, I mean, Dragic has to play point guard.
Yeah.
He's never played anything else in his career, for all I know.
Right.
He's just straight point guard in Miami.
Right.
But
they got a lot of issues in the offseason, but I'm shocked. I mean, I thought game three would be a statement game for Brooklyn. It just wasn't. And it was just turnover after turnover after turnover. It's like, what is wrong? Like, I'm not saying that KD it's over. Like he's shelved himself, but I gotta give more props to Celtics defense. Like they're all over the place. Like Marcus Smart has taken this game to another level. I was wrong on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown playing together. I'm kind of backtracking on that. Like they look in sync. Like, and it's an interesting series between them and Milwaukee next. A very intriguing matchup, like between Milwaukee and Boston.
And we don't need to talk about that series, honestly. I wasted my time
trying. Friday night, you know the score was at the end of the fourth. Like I think it was 4 minutes, like 5 minutes left before 108-64. That was the worst loss in Bulls history. Game 3 Friday night. They packed it in. Like
this series has happened so many times. Is that really the worst? Because Milwaukee has beaten the brakes off of Chicago before, but also Chicago's done the same to them in the playoffs as well. So they always end up playing each other. But let's end it with Jose Grand Theft Alvarado and the Pelicans versus the Suns. I love that nickname. That's such a good nickname. I think Reggie Miller coined that nickname.
I'm not a Reggie Miller fan, but yeah, that was cute.
I'm not a Reggie Miller. Yeah, of course, Greg has to sneak that in.
I'm not. He's just so annoying on TV. I'm like, I have to. Sometimes there's certain announcers come on, you gotta mute it. Just mute it and like have music in the background. Like I'm at a Fox and Hound or somewhere, a drinking at lounge or somewhere. Just turn the volume down and just watch the game. Like certain announcers just have that like. I don't want to hear him. I'd rather hear Mike Green and Jeff Van Gundy and others. Like, I'd rather hear them than hear Reggie Miller.
Fox and the Hound. You tell them, can you mute it? Can you mute it? So that's what you do. You show out in Cordova, Greg?
I show out. No, it's in South Haven. It's not the Cordova. It's South Haven.
Oh, okay.
No. Shout out to South Haven Fox and Hound. They hook a guy up. They hook me up. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Pelicans could potentially pull this off. I mean, you kind of hinted at the series when they won their playing games. The series could be decent. I don't know. I think it's good. I think that the Pelicans, like, let's put the Pelicans up against like Atlanta. I think the Pelicans are a much better team than Atlanta.
Even though they're 29 games worse than Phoenix, that would be. The critics are going to say the play-in sucks, and why have a team that's 29 games worse than Phoenix? And the thing, it's going to be a lot of backfire. Phoenix. I mean, if Phoenix loses this, oh my gosh. For Phoenix, for Phoenix sake, just win. Like win these next two.
Yeah, this would be the biggest upset in a while.
Yeah, worse than Golden State Dallas. No, I can't. No.
No, I'd probably equate it to like Grizzlies,
Grizzlies,
Timberwolves.
San
I mean
Antonio.
Grizzlies, Sacramento. I mean
San Antonio. San
Antonio.
Antonio. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. I mean,
No, 6:30. 6:30. Game's at
no,
6:30.
New Orleans, Phoenix is 9 o'clock.
Yeah, the oh yeah, that's 9 o'clock. The Memphis game, thank God, it's at 6:30 tomorrow. Thank God. Like a decent time. Like
Yeah, because you gotta wake up early.
uh yeah, no, because I have to go to work and all that. I like 6 o'clock games so I can watch it and then go to sleep. So
What's your
like
what's your sleep schedule? What do you usually do?
horrible. Like a good sleep with me would probably be around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Get up at like 1 a.m., like 1:30. Go to work at 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Get a little breakfast in and try to get some sleep after that. Like,
Okay.
so
Yeah, that's probably what I would do too.
yeah, it's a little funky, but so is my life right now. Like,
Well, Greg, this has been a good one. This is a been a little bit of a shorter one, but we covered
yeah,
everything for y'all. So
sorry you guys, Mondays are a little weekday wise, I have a set schedule and I have to
yeah, it was my
get some
fault that
stuff
we
done.
didn't do this yesterday. There was some stuff going on at my house where I live. Some roommates doing some work in the garage, so it's much quieter today, so that we could do it. We didn't want to have like drills going off in the background and stuff. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's been another episode. Greg is going to edit this one, and we're going to get it uploaded to YouTube. Hopefully, so it'll be viewable Tuesday. We're recording
Tomorrow.
this on a Monday, so by the time you listen to this, the tonight's games, who knows? Brooklyn might be out. Raptors might be out. So but I feel like we overall we've our predictions have been pretty decent. I'm still hanging my hat. I will up until they finally go out. I just really, Greg, to be honest with you, man, I I wish I was gonna say this after the recording. I do not want to see Golden State versus Memphis because my blood pressure gets up. I hate those series. Those series are so toxic, man. It sucks whenever a good team plays the Grizzlies in that Memphis underdog mentality, like they aren't the higher
Want the
seed.
smoke.
They've got an underdog mentality right now for no reason. For no
Well,
reason. You're a much higher seed than Minnesota, and you're playing on their level. This is what they do all the time, Greg. Memphis will never win the NBA championship because they'll never get that out of their head. And it's partially the city's fault as well. I understand that the city is always going to be an underdog because that's the mentality of the city. Is that always lesser than, we've got to punch up, we got to grit and grind, that type of thing. When are they gonna shed that cloak and actually act like how Phoenix did last year? Because Phoenix has always been that team. The city of Phoenix is not that much different than the city of Memphis. Like, so when you play a team like Golden State, Memphis fans hate Golden State, absolutely hate Golden State for the times that we've whooped them in the playoff series. To when Steph hit that full court shot, and everybody on Twitter, no one acknowledged. If you watch the highlight of that, of him hitting the shot, and you look at the fans, they're just yelling at the ref because they feel like what's his name should have gotten fouled.
He got fouled before
Andre Iguodala got full ball, stripped it down off of him, and passed it out to Steph, and no one was guarding him. I mean, the dude pulled up from way beyond the 3-point line. Awful shot. I don't remember who shot that. That might have been Tony Allen.
Jeff Green.
Oh, that was Jeff Green. Yeah. No one's acknowledging how great of a shot that is. If you bring that shot up to Grizzlies fans, they're like, "Oh, well, there was a foul." Okay, well, Steph still hit an incredible half court, full court shot to shut the fans up because the momentum was stirring back up and the series was tied. And the series
was up 2-1. Memphis was up 2-1. Yeah, so and y'all came back and won. They finally realized Tony Allen can't shoot, so take him out the game. That was a good series. I enjoy those
Steve
series.
Kerr isn't a good coach, but Steve Kerr isn't a good coach. All right.
He's okay.
All right. Okay. All right. All right.
He's okay.
I mean, I feel like he's done a
Oh,
pretty good job versus Jokic in this series. Uh, and I mean, we pretty much have made it. If you watch people who are listening to this who've made it this far in the podcast, watch how Golden State deals with Jokic. Watch how Grizzlies deal with Karl Anthony Towns. It's very different. If you watch Andre Iguodala play versus anybody on the Grizzlies team, that's experience. Like Andre Iguodala, arguably the most impactful player in Game 3. He had like 4 points. He missed all those free throws. That was awful, but missed all those free throws. He had 4 points, like 3 assists. But him being on the court, the plus and minus went up for the Warriors because of how impactful he is. And that's the thing. You have to have a player like him. You have to have somebody like that. You have to have like a Draymond Green type of player. And I don't think Memphis has anybody like that. I think Desmond Bain eventually, but
he, no, it needs to be Triple J. That's plain and simple. All right, Caleb, I'm gonna have to wrap this up.
all right, y'all. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. See what happens. Probably be previewing round 2. So,
Yep.
all right,
Pretty
Greg,
much.
go kick some boxes.
All right.
Bye.
All right.